Welcome back to another episode of Helix Amps Revisited. And today's an interesting episode because I'm revisiting a fairly new amp. In fact, an amp that we received in the 3.6 update, an amp that caused a lot of excitement among Helix users, and that is the Grammatico GSG100 amp model. This is a Dumble style amp. In fact, as far as I understand, it's a pretty faithful recreation of one of the Dumble circuits. And I've got to say, it just might be one of the coolest amps we've ever received in the Helix. Now, a lot of folks might be saying, well, wait a second, didn't you already release a Line 6 Marketplace preset and do a dialing in video about this? And the answer is yes, but this is a very deep amp. There's a lot of different tweaks that we can make to this amp. In the first video, I believe I alluded to the fact I was going to revisit this on its jazz setting. The first time I looked at this amp, I used its rock setting. Now, I wouldn't take those terms too literally in that the amp set on rock has to be used for rock or jazz, it has to be used for jazz. There's just a lot of different tones, and it's quite a dramatic difference between those two settings, and the tone stack and whatnot has to be changed around a bit to get it sounding the way we might want it to. So today I'm going to be giving you a free preset, a clean preset, beautiful clean tone. At least I think so. I'm really enjoying playing it, and that's going to be available at a link below on my website. You can go click through on that and grab a copy of that. But I'm also, as of today, happy to announce the release of my Grammatic GSG2 Ultimate preset. So I already have one preset up on the Line 6 Marketplace based around this. That's going to be based on the rock setting of the amp, and this one is going to be based dialing in off the jazz setting. So this preset is going to be available for Helix with a full array of effects, 6 snapshots of various gain levels and voicings, and also included in that preset is going to be 2 presets of 3 snapshots each that are going to be compatible with the HX Stomp. You're obviously not going to get the full array of effects the Helix users get because there's just no possibility or room for that, but I wanted you to at least have the core tones with whatever effects I could fit in there, some reverb, some delay, and so on and so forth. So that Line 6 Marketplace Grammatic GSG2 Ultimate preset is available today at the link below at the Line 6 Marketplace, and it includes both Helix and HX Stomp presets. But if you just want to try this out, give the clean snapshot kind of stripped back, extremely close to what you get with the final product, you can do so at the link below at my website, and I'm going to run you through that preset right now. We'll take a look and see exactly what I did to dial it in. Let's head over to HX Edit. All right, so here we are over in HX Edit. You can see I have my very stripped back, simplified preset, and this free preset will work on both Helix and HX Stomp. So you can kind of see I have very typical signal chain for myself. We'll come back to the amp in a second, but starting at the end of the chain, I have my LA Studio comp, again, just set for a very subtle compression. I've talked about this ad nauseum, but I like to mention it just because it seems like every video somebody has a comment to make about it. So it's just at the end, act as a little bit of subtle glue. It's not meant to be an overt compressor, and I like to do that. And a lot of folks have told me that they really enjoy it there as well. But if you don't, it's as simple as pressing a button and it's gone. So no worries either way. Peak reduction's at 4, gain is at 4.5, set to compress, and the mix is at 100%. I have my little parametric EQ block, again, as is often the case, not really being used for anything other than there if we need it. But I do use it for my low and high cuts, low cut at 100 hertz, high cut at 11 kilohertz. Coming over to the dynamic ambience reverb, really become a favorite block of mine to use. I really love this. Room size at 12 meters, pre-delay at 3 milliseconds, shape at late 50, mix at 40%, really loving the sound of what that does. I have my low and high shelf EQ, both frequencies set to 650 hertz, low gain with all the frequencies below that cut by 3 dB and all the frequencies above that on the high gain boosted by 4 dB. The cab I chose is the 112 open cast with a 160 ribbon on the cap edge, 5 inches back. Very typical mic that I use quite often. I really love the very flat frequency response of the 160 ribbon. If you've never given it a try, give it a try. You might be very impressed. It's not quite as dark as a lot of the other ribbons like the 4038 or the 121, the 4038 being very dark. But the 160 is just kind of a little bit more balanced and flat sounding. Very, very nice. All right, now switching over to the actual amp model, the Grammatic GSG. You'll notice down here, as I mentioned, the jazz rock switch is set to jazz. So again, just to clarify, on my original Grammatic Ultimate preset on the Line 6 Marketplace, I'll also link to that one below. Those were all based around the rock setting. And again, multiple snapshots of varying degrees of gain, right from clean all the way up to fairly overdriven. And on this particular bundle that's released today at the Line 6 Marketplace, there's a link below. The Grammatic GSG2 Ultimate preset, it's going to be based around the jazz setting. So everything's going to be dialed in different. So I just wanted to give people a couple presets that are going to have different qualities to them. So you really have the ability to get the most out of this amp. So starting at the top, drive is set to 5, bass is all the way up on 10, mid at 5, treble at 5.5, presence at 6, channel volumes at 5.6, master is at 5. The mid switch is turned on. As I mentioned already, the jazz rock switch is set to jazz. Since this is a clean preset, the OD switch is off. So basically, we're not going to have to worry about what settings these are on. But in the full-blown Helix and HX Stomp presets, there's obviously multi-levels of gain. So there's going to be changes in the bass, changes in the tone stack. There's going to be changes in all these settings to get it to where I wanted it to sound and where I felt it sounded really great. FET boost off. The PAB switch off as well. And the sag, hum, ripple, bias, bisect, I don't believe I really touched those. So let's do this. Let's turn off all of our sweetening. And we'll just start with the amp in the cab. I am playing my Vigier GV Wood with P90 pickups in it. And it sounds like this with just the amp in the cab with these settings and this microphone in its position. Neck position. Actually very nice just even that way. So now turning on the LA Studio Comp just to add a tiny little bit of glue to the sound. Neck pickup. Really nice stuff. Bringing in the low and high cut, which is going to kind of help to tame some of that bigger bottom that I may have even contributed to by cranking that bass up to 10. But I really kind of liked the interaction between all the things I did here to get the end product. Back to the neck pickup. You can kind of hear that low end is a little more controlled now. All right, still bone dry, so I'm going to bring in the dynamic ambience and let it do what it does. Yeah, it's doing what it's supposed to do. Nice stuff. Okay, so now I'll bring in this final tone shaping piece that I kind of like, and this is going to be the low and high shelfie. Neck pickup. You'll hear how that's just kind of a more cohesive sound. Now it's going to sit much nicer in a mix. So there you have it, the entire preset with all the little sweeteners that I have in there. Now keep in mind, as I mentioned before, the full-blown Helix preset available at the Line 6 Marketplace below is going to have 6 snapshots, starting with a tone very similar to this, obviously with a full array of effects added in that we can play around with. It sounds really, really nice and just addictive to play through. And then it goes to like a push 1, push 2, 3 levels of overdrive with different voice sounds. Almost has a bit of a fuzz quality to some of it. Very, very cool. And I found that it worked really nice in a mix. This particular preset, just the single clean snapshot stripped back, is available also at a link below at my website. So grab that and feel free to play with it. And make any tweaks to it that suits your guitar, your monitoring system, your ideals. There's really no ability to ever dial in a sound that's going to be absolutely perfect for everybody. Everybody has different tastes, and that's great. That's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So I want to let you hear how the full-blown various snapshots of this particular full-blown Line 6 Marketplace Grammatic GSG2 Ultimate preset work together in a mix in this little, shall I say, Robin Ford inspired, or maybe even a little more than just inspired, piece of music sounds utilizing these tones. All right, what do you guys think? I hope you enjoyed that piece of music. I hope you enjoyed the free preset. And if you're so inclined and want to help to support my channel so I can keep bringing a lot of videos to people, I've had so many folks tell me they enjoy, you can grab a copy of the full-blown Marketplace preset below at the Line 6 Marketplace. Thank you guys again so much for tuning in and sharing your time with me. Please like the video, share it with anybody you think would get some use or enjoyment out of watching it. Also, please subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell notification to get notified when I put new content out. I'll be back really soon with some more. Thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Ciao for now.